That was all of the good OCs. Now we're going to move on to bad OCs. So going back in the exact same order we just presented in, I get to go first. So my bad Spoopy Pony is Bosniac, the demon pony. Bosniac was actually given a name at birth called Lifebringer. His other titles include Monster, Death, Conqueror, Warlord, Half-Blood Demon. He is 100 years old. He is a demon, half-blooded pony, I guess. He's only half.
Okay, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Birth name, Lifebringer. Oh, that seems pretty good. What other titles do you go by, Mr. Lifebringer? Monster, Death, Conqueror, Warlord, and Half-Blood Demon. Are you called Half-Blood Demon because you're half-blooded demon? Yes. Okay.
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 Oh.
The person makes a check mark, like a very noticeable mark.
The whole thing about the Lifebringer thing was the fact that at birth his mom named him Lifebringer because his coat was a light, shiny yellow, and his mane was a bright, beautiful white, but had 2 stubby horns, and her intentions for this filly was for him to heal those that needed attention. Now, however, he pretty much just turned into a demon. He was taken by Thanatos, not the same Thanatos we reviewed earlier.
Thanatos is just a demon name. Really. It's funny that you brought on an OC named Thanatos for this episode.
That is funny.
For good.
Yeah. And he took him to Tartarus to, quote, serve under his son Tyrek, but not knowing that Thanatos stole him, rather blamed Tyrek instead of fulfilling Bosniac's hatred, blah, 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 blah. So, at the age of 5, apparently, he snuck out of Tartarus to apparently seek a guardian to watch over him, and he found a pony named Granny Smith. And, it's like, alright. She helped him to search out for Princess Celestia to see if she could help him. As Bosniac got to Camelot, Celestia saw him and his horns, and she immediately cast him back where he came from, because his blood is not that of hers. From that day on, Bosniac gave up and gave in to darkness, planned, plotted, and trained an army of 250,000 to trained an army of 250,000 to come back and bring war to Equestria.
Why?
Because apparently Celestia didn't recognize him and thought he was a bad pony, so she sent him back. And I'm just like...
I can't tell if this is bad on purpose or not.
That's the other thing about this.
I can't tell either.
This is like generic bad OC.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like new or original stuff to this. I mean, sorry. There's not a lot of new or interesting stuff to this. It's a lot of, okay, all right, yeah, sure, among other things. So I'm not seeing a lot of information on how he got his cutie mark, but apparently his cutie mark is to represent the 5 stages of grief, which, quote, are the opposition of the elements of the 6 elements of harmony. So I'm like, how does 5 cancel out 6? And
also, why is acceptance against the elements of harmony?
Yeah. I get the fact that you want to have that duality birth sort of thing with like, or the mom being like super positive and nice. So it never explains how it got to the point that this pony went from a bright sunny yellow to this red and black demon acorn.
It's just gross, edgy, like monster art, and I don't know. I don't personally like it. It's trying to grab my attention, but it's really just failing because of how, like, plain and simple it actually is. While it's trying to be different. It's not interesting. It's trying too hard, I guess, is the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
And some people are like, oh, that's a little too rude to say to this, but I'm like, yeah, but he's also making a pony OC. Like, if this was his own created character, like, if this character was, like, not My Little Pony themed, if he decided that, no, I'm gonna make, like, a dust cool demon guy. No, I'm gonna set it in the universe of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Oh. Sorry, it's kind of shit then. Because... Sorry, I don't like it at all. It's kind of boring, and I probably wouldn't give a shit. I can't get behind it because it just looks like every other edgy, like, this looks like a 15-year-old fanfiction. I'm sorry, but it does.
Yeah, let's just fully move on to aesthetics. So, I don't know. It's just...
Like, edgy is... You should never use edgy to constantly describe something, but man... It's hard to say.
It's getting difficult.
It's getting difficult. It's hard to say anything else.
It's also sort of cliche with it having to be a red, pointy-horned demon. It's like,
and don't
okay...
Don't forget, there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, he's got blood on his horns. He's got blood on his plot, on his key mark.
Obviously, his coat was changed colors because of the blood.
Why is this poison joke affect his, like, colors changing?
Because they don't understand what a poison joke effect is.
Yeah, it's not at all joke or ironic.
That doesn't. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
Although I do like how his boots, hopefully boots, are cloven hooves, because demons usually are depicted with cloven hooves, not regular equine hooves.
Yeah, that's a little... I like that. Because, I mean, like, he definitely looks like what he's trying to look like.
Yeah.
If I can give him enough credit, it's like, yep, it definitely looks like that.
On.
Looks like a demon. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
good. I can move on now.
Yeah.
It's clear what you're trying to go with here, and the attempt is being made that is very true to what we sort of associate with these sort of characters, but the things that we always associate with aren't necessarily always the best thing to do. If everyone is coming into the concept and idea on literally the exact same, well, not literally, figuratively the exact same page, then we're all going to not be surprised and not be entertained or at all amazed by the difference of this new concept or idea that's being made. And that, I think, is the main problem that we're going with here. We're finding with this pony is the fact that it is exactly what we'd all think would be like, yep, that's what this is, and it's not really doing anything to wow us. If you find some way to, I don't know, like, fix it or change it or do something in a different route that makes it a little bit more not so cliche with what everybody accepts as a demon pony, and actually give reasoning behind certain aesthetic changes, like what we said with the yellow coat and whatnot, and a little bit more than Celestial was scared, so he decided no kind of thing. So, work on the backstory. Maybe it's being explained better in the comic or whatnot. I don't know. I haven't gotten to that yet. But in the meantime, we are going to have to move on to the next bad OC, which is going to be Smooths.
This is Voodoo. Sparkle Bright, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But the crystal...
Voodoo started off as Sparkle Bright. Sparkle Bright was a very clean earth pony. She was a little small for her age. And her talent was cleaning. Her cutie mark was 2 sparkling stars, and representing her love of cleanliness, and she worked as a house cleaner in Canterlot. But she kind of had this weird wondering about immortality, you know?
Yeah,
What would it be like to live forever?
It would suck, honestly.
Yeah, that's not what she thought.
Being a 12-year-old, she didn't understand the consequences of it.
Being the 12-year-old, she didn't grasp the horribleness of living forever.
She always wanted to live forever so she could go traveling to far-off lands and stuff like that. One day, when she was in her mid-20s, she decided to go and search for the secret of immortality. she took a shortcut she went through the Everfree Forest and found a zebra there, and she asked the zebra about living longer. Okay, it does actually say the zebra's name is Zecora.
It is Zecora, yeah.
Drat. Drat.
Darn.
We were so close.
Can't get around it.
Man.
Also, is that did both your OCs have to do with at least a
Yep.
zebra? Okay.
Yep.
I thought so.
Though this one does have a little bit of a thing right here, so I'm gonna say, she asked Zecora about something like that, and Zecora replied, "I may help you on your quest, for I am one of the best. So you ask about living longer? Take this potion, make it stronger. Though bad things may come to you, if you don't fully think this through." I like how they actually made up a rhyme for that.
That's really good. I also like how Zecora literally is like, "No, you should think about this." But
I
here's
like how
I mean,
she
yes.
has that.
Yeah, seriously.
um,
No, it's something.
honestly,
It's not something itself, though. She says that you'd have to make it stronger
Yeah,
to
so-
actually do
Okay.
that.
it's probably like a Fountain of Youth type of thing, where the Fountain of Youth doesn't make you live forever. You need to keep drinking it to remain your youth. But if you powered up the Fountain of Youth, maybe it would make you live forever.
So she took the potion, got an apartment in Ponyville, borrowed some books about herbs from a certain library that no longer exists, rest in peace,
Rest in peace, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
and got to work on trying to alchemy. It took months of reading and testing, and she was sure that she got the right formula, so she drank it. Nothing happened. So she went on with life. Moved back to Canterlot and continued her job.
How would you tell that you've been granted eternal
Yeah,
life?
that's a good point.
That's a very good question. But how do you know it didn't work? When you start to move on and eventually you realize that something's wrong. Man, I smell not like a living thing. Hey, where'd my heartbeat go?
Oh no.
Is my flesh
Oh, no.
decaying? Oh.
no.
Oh. Hey,
Oh.
look, my cutie mark fell off. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
This is not good.
Oh.
That's gotta be like
No.
a sobering moment. Like the
That's how you know it didn't work.
God, Jesus, I cut my finger. Wait, why isn't there any blood?
Oh, I'm not like really bleeding, and that didn't really hurt. Oh. So she kind of became a zombie sort of thing.
okay.
Turns out also she'd stopped being so clean because how can you be clean when
You're rotting
that-
flesh.
Yeah. She made a wagon for herself because man, she cannot continue her job because she stinks so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Moved out, freaking wagon for herself, just started studying up on like fortune telling and stuff because, you know, living in a wagon you can at least get a job as a gypsy.
Oh man.
Yeah, true.
Pretty much does her earlier goal of traveling the world, but now she doesn't have to worry about dying because, well,
Well, she
that's
kind
one
of
base
is.
covered already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, true. Her biggest worry now is losing body parts.
No, I think the biggest problem for her is the fact that her brain is decomposing and rotting away right now.
See, then she'll be losing more body parts because she won't be thinking about it.
It actually mentions that her brain is rotting.
Oh no, that's no good.
She isn't like becoming evil of it or anything.
But life just kind of sucks now.
But man, her brain is actually
I wonder
rotting.
what her parents think about all this.
Oh, and look, Medi.
Yeah.
She loves cheese.
Yay!
And she still has the good heart in her to at least tell kids their fortune for free.
See, she's not a bad pony.
She was.
She just had a very, very bad experience with
just naive.
trying to play God.
Though, I think it would be really funny if a kid came up to her and was like, I want to live forever. And she's like,
Don't
oh
you
yeah,
Shut
yeah,
the fuck
sure.
up.
And then
Shut
she just
the fuck
hands her like half the potion. Like, yeah, go have fun.
No.
Fuck off, I don't care.
No. That's horrible. That would make her evil.
No, it just makes her just like she doesn't care.
No, that's evil. That is evil.
She doesn't realize it.
Fully
That's
knowing
the
the
worst part.
consequences.
Her brain rotted away that part that tells her not to say. So what about Whiskers?
Whiskers is actually dead.
Oh.
He's taxidermized.
Oh.
How did he die?
It doesn't say, but she kind of talks to him like he's still alive. He's not.
Sometimes excessively. Is her iris white?
No.
No, that's just a really, really tiny dot.
Well, if you look,
style.
I mostly ask that just because, like, in the one that's
God.
labeled Sparkle Bright, you can see an outline where you'd think the iris would end, and it's.
I can't tell.
So it makes me wonder.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder.
Still.
Also, yeah, okay.
Either way, it looks because having just the dot on the Voodoo one, I can kind of see that. It's a little bit weird. On the Sparkle Bright, it's way too horrifying. That's way too scary.
She's creepier alive than dead.
It's like, I want to live forever, and her eyes just shrunk that small.
I like her color palette when she's alive.
Yeah.
I like
when she's dead, I'm just like,
I want to know what is she patching onto herself?
Patches.
Just
Is it just
actual
patches?
under her body. That's.
Why not?
Because
Dead, you don't feel it.
I don't.
True.
I guess. Yeah.
But like those will get.
It brings it all together.
At least. She's not gonna be bleeding through it. I guess. So.
Probably my most major problem with Voodoo is, why Voodoo?
Yeah.
Voodoo seems like it has nothing to really do with it besides the fact that it's
like original,
occultish.
like the very first definition of Voodoo had to do with zombies.
Or is it Voodoo?
I was gonna say also. You're saying voodoo, but like I see voodoo.
Well, it's based off Voodoo, pretty obviously.
Well, yes, no.
Yeah.
Maybe she just once she decided to do the fortune telling thing, she just was like, I'm just gonna go by this name now, so that I have a different identity, and this fits with the fortune telling thing.
And it also is like she is a zombie now, technically, and Voodoo used to be about zombies. Before.
Did it?
Yeah, the Voodoo doll is actually a whole marketing scheme.
I think she does job of spooky pretty well. So, congratulations, a spooky pony.
Yeah.
On the spooky episode.
Definitely a lot spookier than you're good.
So, moving on to the next Bad OC, we're going to take a look at what Medi brought to the party. So, Medi, do the thing.
Alright, so this is Lucy. Lucy is Draconicus. She has no cutie mark and multiple personality disorder. Her personality switched between pony, wolf, dragon, and goat. Lucy is called Lucy because the scientists called her Experiment 666. She looks like the devil, Lucifer, which is why she got the name Lucy. In human years, she's 2, but mentally, she's 15. What does that mean for pony years? And as I said, she's a Draconicus. Her pieces are wolf, goat, dragon, and pony. I don't like Draconicuses. I think they're stupid.
You know, can I just say real quick? There's a certain specific term for things that are mixed together. You know what they're called?
Chimeras?
Chimeras.
Yep.
All of us knew that.
Yeah.
I was
Yep.
about to mention chimeras right before you mentioned that, so yeah.
She has no talents and no job, which is fine. 'cause she's-
God,
She
jeez.
better
that's like
not
a-
have a fucking job. I'm fucking.
Just because she's a damn millennial.
fucking
she resides in the Everfree Forest. Her personalities, pony, or her normal side, is careful and reserved, and think before do. Or think then do. So think before you do, I guess. Her wolf is a flirtatious party animal who's social and just does without thinking. Her dragon can get easily mad and antisocial and careless and reserved. And her goat side is scared and think then do, if not scary, and shy. I don't ever think goats are shy. That's a weird one. She likes, as her pony self, to the outside, flying and running in open field. Her wolf side Personality party. Oh, sorry, wolf personality. Wow. Parties, people, hunting, to flirt, running, and the outside. Man, they both love the outside and running. The dragon personality likes to be alone, gold, fighting, sleep, caves, and fire. And her goat personality likes quiet food, climbing, and being with other people she knows the best. And she dislikes in pony form being confident or being confined. Excuse me.
I was like, what? What? I was gonna freak out for a second.
The wolf one is being confined and being alone and being quiet. The dragon is people being in the open in the morning. And the goat personality is she doesn't know sounds. Oh, people she doesn't know, sounds, and scary things. A little extra bits of facts about her. She can breathe fire.
Oh boy.
I wish I could breathe fire too.
Can she, the goat, breathe fire when the goat is in charge?
I don't know.
Their personalities. It's not a physiological difference. It's a total mental difference. So yes.
Does the goat know?
All of her
Probably.
personalities can talk to each other in her head.
Oh wow.
She has a little bit
no.
of Discord's DNA, making things appear if they all agree and focus. She hasn't met any ponies from the show yet.
Yet.
She was fed knowledge. She grew fast. I'm sorry. I'm just imagining like a little baby version just like, alright, open up. And it's just fucking nothing. And then they shove a textbook in her mouth. Alicorn Princess Twilight Sparkles Dictionarios. Kind of. And she was also programmed to attack anything with enough power to destroy Equestria. And they specify so if she ever met Discord or maybe any of the princesses, it would be bad. The backstory is she was created in a lab when the elements of harmony were given to the Tree of Harmony to heal it. She was made to stop bad guys, but when Tyrek attacked, she wasn't ready, even though Tyrek attacked... Didn't Tyrek attack like only a little bit after they put the things away?
Well, it was a while.
Okay. When she was almost 2, she awoke, and all of her personalities were scared, so they freaked out and started running amok and destroying the lab. And when this happened, the scientists tried to inject her with a needle. She freaked out even more, and she hit a scientist and went out the window. She hasn't been seen since. I don't know what to say. I mean, like, there's obviously a lot of things wrong with this. One, I don't like Draconicus's, so I'm already biased here.
2, I don't think this is necessarily a Draconicus.
Yeah.
This is just a mix of things that doesn't institute it being a Draconicus. I'm pretty sure, for one thing, Discord is a very unique being. 2, a Draconicus is probably the exact mix he is in the exact way he is.
Or just the name is a made-up
And he wanted to be a special snowflake and like, I'm my own species, guys.
I'm a Draconicus.
He is, but...
And then goat, wolf, dragon, and pony, and like, I don't know why goat has to be involved. Because you have ram horns and not goat horns.
Well, I mean, dragons are often depicted with horns like that as well.
True, but then where's
Those could
the goat?
be dragon horns.
True, but where's the goat half then?
The goat quarter?
Goat part.
Goat part. But I mean, like, if she already has the wings and tail from the dragon, it's definitely the way they specify this. It looks like they're trying to set it in show universe, but like in the background.
So it's not destroying everything.
Yeah, though it's still.
It hasn't broken canon yet, technically. This would absolutely never happen in the show, but, you know.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I can see, like... No, I can't. I can't even...
It just looks like a hybrid, honestly. Like, we don't even have to call it a chimera, necessarily. It's just a hybrid.
I mean, I'll give you the credit for the height chart. I like that.
I think the height chart comparison is actually wrong with Twilight and Celestia.
Yeah, but at least they tried. And, like, fire breath color, that was cool. Now we know what color her fire would be. And, I mean, like, this person seems to actually be trying to make a character, but there's a lot here that's really, like, And I mean, like, I don't hate her mane, but it looks just like Fluttershy's.
Yeah. I just feel like the goat portion was kind of unneeded, sort of, you know?
Yeah, unless goats have those long ears, like that.
I also feel like the goat portion being that would be very detrimental to what they're trying to make for this character. Or what the scientists would want to make for this character. So the goat portion just makes the least amount of sense completely and totally.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of this is just kind of like... like, you have the killer instinct of the wolf, the mind of a pony, and the power of a dragon, and the nothing of a goat. Besides all that, I feel like Lucy is kind of like she is the average, like, bad OC. When you think, like... And I feel like if you touched on this a lot, if you made it definitely not in show universe, I wouldn't have much. And I feel like if you learn more about, like, if you're trying to build an ultimate weapon, which is what she seems to be like, you would need to use more than just, like, a goat. Goat's very It feels like the goat was kind of put in there because goats are usually part of, like, demonic type of things, and you named her after Lucifer.
It has room to grow.
Room to grow.
And it's not a lost cause.
So, moving on to the final Bad OC this week, we're going to take a look at what Commander brought. So, Commander,
Okay.
what you got?
So the pony that I brought for the bads is Hanging Tree. Hanging Tree is actually they base the pony on a psalm, but Hanging Tree. Well, her story is that she was hung, and now she's a ghost pony. She had never been able to discover her cutie mark before she was hung, and she was hung because she was accused of an awful crime that even she doesn't remember.
Nice cop out. Nice cop out.
She has a rather poor outlook on the lives of others, though she doesn't interfere unless she actually really needs to. The way she helps.
She encourages or discourages other ponies to do things by whispering into their ear. Because
I guess she can do that. She had been crying. She had been crying for a day before she was hung, and thus her eyes were stained red. Those who see her mistake her for an evil spirit pony, despite her being completely neutral.
There's a lot of cop-outs here. Like, cop-out with, she didn't discover a cutie mark before she was hung, so I don't have to draw a cutie mark. She was hung for a reason she doesn't remember, so I don't actually have to come up with a reason. It feels like it's very lazy writing here.
I feel like the red eyes portion makes sense, at least.
It's an okay excuse.
You're going to be hanged.
I'm what?
I'm an emotional breakdown, and I'm going to be crying for the next 24 hours. Get me when I'm needed. Okay.
Come hang me when you need me.
But man, the reason she got hanged, and then all of the stuff surrounding that, I'm just like, what?
Isn't this like a victim sort of thing, like, mentality for this character? How it's like, she doesn't remember what it is, but these things are just keep happening to her without her, like, input or anything to say about her. It was all like, she is nothing but, like, I don't know.
She is nothing but the things that happened to her. She has no character herself.
I don't really like it. What kind of pony was she? What kind of ghost is she? I guess she's neutral. Does she do anything? Like, what does she do? Why, if she, like, it just seems really strange. Yeah, I just don't understand a lot of it. Aesthetics, I mean, there's really not too much there. I mean, there's green, and there's the red, and then there's the brown. And
the noose.
The noose. I mean, there's really not too much to talk about with aesthetics. I mean,
there's not even anything there with the background either. It's just, it's this brown, vacant, nebulous area.
Well, she is being attacked by a watermark.
It's true.
I wish her colors weren't so close together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that
maybe that's like a...
happens to ghosts in some interpretations of ghosts, but we don't see it that often, oddly enough.
And we wouldn't know, and to us, this is the only form of her we see.
I guess the mane and tail are like consistent together, so that's good. I don't particularly like them. There's nothing about them that really stands out. It makes me like want to specifically enjoy them, but I mean, I don't know. This pony is, I mean, there's some things about it that have like a good idea of a base to work from, but like you gotta put some information, you gotta explain like anything really about like what happened or why it happened to at least us. Maybe she doesn't know, but we would like to know, so we know why she was hung, or what kind of a pony she was, what she did, what she's doing now. Give a little bit more life to the character, as it were. But I don't know. It's all right out of 10. Not the worst.
Cool.
Not the best. Definitely.
Cool. Well, then that brings our bad ponies to a close. We're going to now move into everyone's favorite part of the show. Maybe, I don't know. We haven't really polled for that. But we're going to go into the voting segment of the show. So going over the good OCs, I brought on Thanatos by Zao Dragon. Commander brought on Guillotine by Flashfire68. Medi brought on Spirit Heart by Zelta Zella. And Smooth brought on Amaya by Nubble Bubble 123. That is a adorable name. I really like it. So, going back in the same order we presented in and not voting for the same pony that you brought to the show, I'm going to give mine to Spirit Heart. I like that pony. I like that pony a lot.
I'm going to give my vote to Spirit Heart as well.
I'm gonna give mine to Amaya.
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine to Spirit Art. Whoa, guys!
Whoa! Hey! Look at that! Congratulations,
Medi
Medi.
cheats a win by picking another Zeltazella. OC.
Congratulations, Medi, and congratulations, Altazella, for winning Good OC this week. So, that being said, moving on to the bad OCs, I brought on Bosniac by Dark Rivals. Commander brought on Hanging Tree by Athena the Witch. Medi brought on Lucy by Color Splash 002. And Smooth brought on Voodoo by Moonstroke 118. So, like before, going in the same order, not voting for the same pony that we brought on to the show, I am probably going to give my least favorite pony to Hanging Tree.
Cool.
I'm going to give my vote to Bosniac.
I mean, like, I didn't like Bosniac. I didn't like Hanging Tree. I mean, Voodoo was cool.
I like Voodoo.
I'm just gonna give it to Hanging Tree because she was so nothing. Where Bosniac was something I didn't like, and I was biased. Where Hanging Tree was really lazy, I felt.
And I'm gonna give my vote to Lucy.
Yay! Commander wins.
I win.
Oh, okay, thank you, because I was confused there for a second. I'm like, wait, who wins this one? I'm glad somebody said it. Sweet. So congratulations, Commander, for bringing on the least favorite pony this week. So that's been the OCs that we've had on the show. In the meantime, if you have a OC or a question that you may want to ask us, Medi, tell them where they can submit those things to.
You can send it to us at eurocsucks.dvnerd.com, at eurocsucks at twitter.com, eurocsuckspodcast@gmail.com, and eurocsuckspodcast@tumblr.com.
This show is also supported by the lovely people over at patreon.com. You can head over to our Patreon website and do the thing to become a monthly donator to the show. Head on over to patreon.com/EuroCSucks to become a patron today. So, that has been this week's episode of the Spoopy Ponies. Next week, we are probably going to do a fan-submitted episode of some sort. And then we're going to get into another theme after that. That was a really short block, guys. We had 4 special guests, and it felt really, really short.
We normally do 3 theme blocks.
No. That's been that for this week. My name is Mofi Thunderbirds. I have been joined by
Commander Sparkle.
Many Bobo.
And smooth sailing.
And remember, your OC sucks.